This is just a little add-on to the video I just made about the different metaphors of space that we use to understand different accounts of free will and determinism. And I've been thinking about it in terms of dimensionality, because the road that I've walked down, obviously this is the salt line, but I was over in that field there a few minutes ago and walking over there. I've walked a single path. In fact, I could track that path through my whole life, kind of. You know what I mean? Even the times when I've wandered about like this, aimlessly, and gone into stupid places and fallen over and run down screes or gone in labyrinths and all those kind of things. I've only ever gone one way. There's only been one path. So the past is single dimensional. It's like a line, isn't it? I mean, conceptually, and I guess literally as well, but the past is a single one-dimensional line. But the future, even heavily constrained by the salt line here, kind of presents itself as two-dimensional, not three-dimensional. I can't fly, obviously, in spatial terms. It presents itself as a plane. There's a plane laid out in front of me. And, and as I move forward onto the plane, as I keep moving forward, what's happening is that two-dimensionality is constantly being squeezed into a single dimension behind me, the path that I actually walked. Do you know what I mean? So it's like it's a kind of dimensional collapse of the two-dimensional plane of possibility, or what feels like possibility, what I interpret as possibility when I use the metaphor, a collapse of that into a single dimension of actual occurrence. I think you even get that. I mean, the reason why this occurred to me is because, you get that in kind of, I hate to say this, but kind of quantum physics. Those interpretations of quantum mechanics you get where kind of multiverse models, or I don't know, anything could happen, those kind of things. I mean, the way they talk about that, like the Shroedinger's cat thing, where the cat is in the box with a poisoned death trap device operated by a quantum process, and it's supervenient. Until you open the box, this is how it goes. Until you actually open the box and see whether the quantum device is triggered or not and killed the cat, until you do that, you have to, quantum indeterminacy kind of demands that the cat be both alive and dead. Yes, it's in two quantum eigenstats, I think they're called, two quantum states. But when you open the box, you collapse the state to vector. That's how they describe it, that's the phrase. Collapse the state to vector, so that the cat, what was supervenient, the two states of this cat, resolves to a single state, what actually happened. I mean, but that whole narrative, the Schrodinger's cat narrative, is a narrative of dimensional collapse. It's a spatial metaphor. These two supervenient states that the cat is in are kind of like two paths in the field ahead of us. Two vectors, that's what a vector is, isn't it? A direction. Two directions, and both directions exist in front of you in this two-dimensional plane, and it's not until you open the box that you collapse the state vector. The future zips itself up into a single line, with your footstep being the point of the zip, and the past becomes singular. But as I say, I think it emerges, or at least is heavily supported by the metaphorical logic that accompanies it, that thought experiment. It's imagining, supervenience, and these eigenstats, these states that the cat and the system could be in, are conceptualized as occupying vectors on a two-dimensional plane, which is representative of the future. Again, drawing from the walking through a space metaphor, with the moment of now, the moment of this decision-making thing, being the point at which those vectors, those vectors occupying two-dimensional state, collapse into a single vector of the one-dimensional space of the past.